Jake! Go Cookie! Go! Up the Rabbitohs!
G'day guys and welcome back to AdosTheGreat YouTube channel. So guys, in today's video, I'm going to break down my 2026 round 1 fixture predictions. And yeah, we're going to have a fun time predicting the round 1 fixtures for the NRL. Before we get into this one though guys, if you could leave a like and subscribe, that would mean the absolute world to me. As I've said, I'm trying to hit 15,000 subscribers before round 1. Now that seems like an impossible task, but with your help I can achieve it. It's like 95% of you guys that watch my content aren't subscribed. So if you aren't subscribed guys, take that 2 seconds, hit that sub button. It'll mean the absolute world to me and it'll go a long way to helping the channel. Alright, before we fully get into this one guys, I just want to say jump over to Nick from Australia's channel. He posted his round 1 predictions, round 1 fixture predictions just over a week ago. So go and check his out first, compare the pair, see what he said, see what I said, and yeah, he does this every year. So incredible creator as well. Go and check him out. All right, let's get into it. So obviously to start off round 1, we've got opening round over in Vegas. So we already know those fixtures. So I'll go over them quickly, but you guys already know anyway. So Bulldogs versus Dragons to kick off the season, and then the Knights against the Cowboys. They're the Vegas games. We then move on to, so this, technically they're on Saturday, but for Australia they will be on the Sunday, I believe. If I have got that wrong, please let me know. All right, so we've got the Thursday night game. So I do think there will be a Thursday night game. The way that I see it, I think we'll have one Thursday night game, one Friday night game. I think there'll be 2 games on the Saturday and then 2 games on the Sunday. So we'll see how it goes, but that's how I predict this year will go. So for the Thursday night game, I've gone with the Broncos and the Roosters. 2 teams that have somewhat developed a bit of a rivalry recently. You've got obviously the Spencer Leniu, Ezra Mam drama. I think obviously they sort of squashed that last year, but I do think that there's still a little bit of a rivalry between these 2 sides. You've obviously got Adam Reynolds, ex-Rabbitohs player, who still would have some sort of dislike towards the Roosters. So I think this is the perfect way to start the actual round 1 after the Vegas games. And I think it'll be a very entertaining game of football. So obviously that one I do have at Suncorp Stadium. All right, for the Friday night game, I've gone with the Panthers and the Sharks. Now, this might seem like a little bit of a weird game, but both these sides featured quite heavily in the final series. So I think that having this on a Friday night, I think would be quite interesting. Also, I believe the Panthers should be at their new ground this year, or 2026. If they're not, I do apologise. That is on me. But I still think that even if it's at CommBank, I still think this would be a great game to kick off the first Friday night clash. And I think it'll be a really, really entertaining game of football, to be honest, as well. As I said, 2 teams that featured quite heavily in the final series. They both made it to the preliminary finals, so should be a interesting clash there if that was to occur. All right, next up we've got the Saturday games. Now the Saturday games are a little bit interesting. Yeah, look, these could be completely wrong, and look, to be fair, most of these could be completely wrong, but I still think you should subscribe to me. This is obviously just predictions, and we're all going to have differing ones. But to start it off, I think the Titans and Tigers will be one of the games. I think that'll be the 5:30 game on Saturday. You know, it's 2 teams are in the quite heavily in the bottom 8. To be fair, last year Tigers did okay, but obviously Titans finishing in the bottom 4 there. So look, I think that these 2 teams will meet somewhere in round 1, and I do think that the first game on the Saturday will probably be where they feature. In the second game, I've got Dolphins and Rabbitohs. These 2 teams met in round 1 last year. They were supposed to play in Redcliffe, that did get moved, or in Queensland, that did get moved down to New South Wales due to the cyclone. So I do think that they will run this one back in Queensland, and I think it'll be a Dolphins-Rabbitohs game at Suncorp Stadium. Obviously, these two sides are developing a little bit of a rivalry as well with, obviously Wayne Bennett leaving the Dolphins back in late 2024 and then starting with the Rabbitohs this year. So I think that a bit of a rivalry brewing with these two sides, and I think this will be a juicy clash to start round one. A strong Rabbitoh. Both these sides actually got hammered with injuries as well this year. So two relatively full-strength sides going at it. I think this would be a work of art for a round one clash, in my honest opinion. All right, for the Sunday ticket. So, obviously, you haven't seen the Sea Eagles yet. I do have them on the bye. I think Manly will miss out in the round one action. I think they will get the bye for round one. Maybe it's a bit unlucky for them because they did miss out at Magic Round last year, but I think they'll cop the bye in round one. That's just my opinion again. Obviously, you guys will have a differing opinion to me, and that is absolutely fine. Again, guys, if you could hit that sub button, aiming for that 15K by March. All right, so Sunday ticket, first game is the Eels and the Warriors. I don't know why I've put these two together, to be honest. I just think, the Eels with obviously no Dylan Brown going into next year, they're going to be in sort of it's going to be a different sort of feel for them. And I don't know, I just imagine an Eels-Warriors game to start off on the Sunday at the 2 o'clock game. So that's my pick there, is Parramatta to take on the Warriors at 2 p.m. on Sunday. And then the 4 p.m. game, I'm going the Storm and the Raiders here. I think this one will be that Magic Round game that went down to the wire. There was sin bins, there was everything in it. It was a juicy game, and I think they will run that sort of game back in round one. I don't see it happening in Magic Round. I think it'll happen in round one. So that is my pick there, is Storm to take on the Raiders. Obviously, that one being in Melbourne. But that is going to wrap it up for me, though, guys. Again, if you could hit that like button, hit that sub button, that would mean the absolute world to me. Let me know down below in the comments what fixtures you think will be featured in round one. Who do you think will cop the bye? And yeah, I'd love to hear from you guys. Drop it down below in the comments. Thank you all so much for tuning in once again. I appreciate each and every one of you. And as always, my friends, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.